So, welcome back to Jim Bob's Garden. Actually, this is going to be Jim Bob's Tools. There you go, Jim Bob's Tools. So, what we want to talk about today is the most important tool of all, the gardener. All right, here in Florida, the temperatures have been right at 100 degrees or 98 degrees here for the last week or so. It is the end of May, so this is pretty unusual. And it's been very dry, not very humid. So you really, particularly when it gets hot out in the summertime, you really need to think about taking care of the gardener, yourself. Number one and most important is water. Stay hydrated. Make sure you keep plenty of water going. I'm a big coffee drinker. I drink coffee constantly. But when I'm out in the garden, I try and make sure I drink, a lot of water. I'm constantly taking a break and going back in and getting me a sip of water. The other thing is a hat to try and shade your face, and the back of your neck. I know my kids have been giving me stuff about my hair because I've been trying to grow my hair long. But one of the reasons last year I kept getting a sunburn on the back of my neck, man, and I really don't want to start getting a whole bunch of skin cancer on the back of my neck because I spend a lot of time outside. And even with a hat like this, it's hard to cover the back of your neck like that. So, but a hat is a good idea. Sunscreen, bug repellent. I try not to use a lot of chemicals. That's kind of up to you. There are some natural sunscreens and bug repellents. Like I said, I try not to use a lot of chemicals. Never been a big fan of either. So I usually don't use that, I must admit. The other thing is a good pair of gloves. If you're like me, the chemicals in the plants really aren't a problem, but usually what you end up with is, dealing with stuff like poison ivy or ants. We have a ton of ants here, and if I don't wear gloves, I get bit a lot. So, a good set of gloves is really good to have as well. And then the last thing is to know the symptoms of heat stress and know the symptoms of heat stroke, and also what to do about it. I have a pool, so myself, when I get really hot, I'll jump in the pool, cool off that way. That's usually how I spend my afternoons. And then, and I'll go ahead and I'll put the symptoms up over here on the side. But one of the things, hang on, brain just shut down, reboot, got to think about it. One of the things that you really need to think about as well is when to do your gardening. It's very tempting, to go out in the afternoons when, there's plenty of time, spend your afternoon, but that's where the, doing your gardening, but that's when the heat of the day is. So whenever possible, try and do your gardening in the mornings and in the evenings. Like right now is a great time, though we have a problem with gnats here, so the gnats come out around this time. So for me, it's better in the morning, but not everybody can use their mornings to go gardening. Take care of yourself, take care of your gardener, and life will be happy. It's really not going to do you any good to grow a bunch of natural things to eat and keep your family healthy if you get a heat stroke and die while you're gardening. So take care of yourselves, and everything else will follow. All right, take care of the garden. Thanks once again for stopping by. Like, subscribe, and let me know what you think.